reshaping.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of rumors and speculations out there that the Lakers should look into possibly trading Anthony Davis in the offseason alongside Russell Westbrook. Now, we all know Westbrook will most likely not be a Laker after his atrocious season with the team this year. It hasn't been the homecoming that he expected, but I've been seeing some speculation and rumors that, especially on ESPN, that the Lakers should look into trading Anthony Davis because A, they will possibly get the most value from him since he is in his prime and he is fully locked up for the next couple of years after he signed that 5-year extension with the team. And when I first heard this, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you trade somebody in AD who's a top 5 talent and that his only flaw to his game is that he can't stay healthy? But it got me thinking, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that wouldn't be such a bad idea after all, because think about it. Anthony Davis is 28. As I mentioned, you could get the most value out of him, and there's going to be a lot of potential suitors for Anthony Davis services. He's locked up for the next 2-3 years. Actually, I believe 3-4 years because he signed last offseason or 2 off seasons ago. And it's like, all right, he's a 25, 15, get out of bed. And you kind of think it's like, well, what team will best suit his services? I mean, you look at maybe could you ship him to go back to the Chicago Bulls, playing in front of his hometown again? Could you maybe, facilitate a deal for DeMar DeRozan? You bring back Alonzo Ball, maybe throw in a first-round draft pick since the Lakers don't have any until 2027. That could be a possibility. Do you maybe ship him to Washington in exchange back for Bradley Beal? We've been hearing rumors about Bradley Beal maybe wanting out to Washington for quite some time. That's another star that you could pair alongside LeBron in the wing. Or maybe do you ship him to, I don't know, back to New Orleans and get back a Zion Williamson? There's another possible trade scenario out there. We've been hearing Zion has been very unhappy in New Orleans. So there you go. You bring back Zion. You rehab him in LA. He'll be happy in a bigger market playing alongside LeBron James in front of that LA media. But it will be a lot of pressure for him to handle. But hey, if he wants to play in the big market, that comes with the territory. So there's a lot of possible trade destinations, and you could definitely get a couple of first-round draft picks for Anthony Davis, especially he is a top 5 talent, just hasn't really shown that this season due to injuries. But then I'm like, okay, trading AD does make sense in that sort of way. But then I'm like, all right, you will mostly get possibly the most because outside of LeBron James, he has the most value on the team because everybody else doesn't really have much value. I mean, you look at Russell Westbrook. No one is going to touch Westbrook's contract. He's owed $47 million for next year at age 34. That will possibly be his last max deal. Okay, after that runs out after next year, Russ is not going to get another $40, $50 million per year contract. Okay, that's done after the season. So you won't get much value for Westbrook. Do you really going to pull the trigger and say, hey, why don't we trade LeBron James? Now, as ridiculous and crazy as that sounds, the Lakers trading LeBron, hear me out. LeBron James is 38 years old, playing at an all-time high level, which we have never seen somebody 19 years straight in the NBA through the grueling and grinding of an 82-game schedule, still playing at such an elite level, currently leading the league in scoring at age 37 years old, That is ridiculous. But let's see why this makes sense, why the Lakers should really think about trading LeBron James. One, he's going to leave you guys in 2-3 years. LeBron James made it publicly known he wants to play with his son when he's eligible for the draft. And so whoever team picks up his son, they get LeBron James too. And it's most likely not going to be the Lakers because they don't have a first-round draft pick until 2027. Number 2, you're going to get a haul for LeBron because he's still playing at such an elite high MVP level. Still got maybe 2-3 great years left in him at this level. You are going to get draft picks, young players, maybe an even exchange for another superstar on that level for LeBron James. And you can maybe build Anthony Davis and whoever superstar that they decide to go after if they do facilitate that trade. So that's 2. Number 3, as I mentioned, the picks. The Lakers don't have any picks until 2027. That is bad. So you could maybe possibly get 2 first rounders and maybe a second round draft pick, 4 or 5 nice perennial all-star caliber, very good players coming off the bench to help deepen the roster. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Now, again, I know the Lakers would never, ever do something like that in trading LeBron, but it's just something to think about in the offseason. I mean, listen, the LeBron era in Los Angeles has been mediocre at best. Now, yes, he delivered them a championship in 2020 in the bubble, but a lot of people are calling that title the Mickey Mouse title. LeBron's famous hater Skip Bayless has gone on record saying, well, it was a championship bubble. It's made out of cubic zirconium. It doesn't count. That's what a lot of people are saying out there who agree with Skip. So it's like, okay, you got 1 championship in 4 years, but you missed the playoffs your first year there. You gonna miss the playoffs this year. So that's 2 years that you missed the playoffs, and you got bounced out the first round to the Phoenix Suns. So it's like, ooh, 1 title, bounced out the first round, missed the playoffs 2 years, and you had 5 future Hall of Fame players on your roster, and you couldn't even make the 10th seed into the play-in tournament. That doesn't look good on your resume. Now, I'm saying it's not LeBron James' fault because everybody in the media wants to blame LeBron. Okay, they woke up in a bad mood, blame LeBron. Okay, they got into a car accident, knock on wood, blame LeBron. Okay, their shoes untied, blame LeBron. They broke, blame LeBron. They want to blame LeBron for everything because it is the most trending thing to do. But I'm saying the LeBron James tender, the LeBron age in the Lakers has not worked out quite as successful as he possibly expected it to be. Maybe he's just like, hey, I got you guys a ring. I'm just chasing after Kareem scoring title. When my son comes in, I'm out. So it's like the Lakers looking at all that. He's like, well, I mean, we most likely not going to get Bronny James. So let's see what we could get for number 6. And I'm telling you, they will get a haul. So, you know, if Rob Pelinka wants to think about pulling a move like that, hey, I had to crack my neck, but go for it. I mean, I don't see why not. Let me know what you guys think. Should the Lakers trade LeBron James in the offseason? I say look into it. It's a definite possibility. You would get the most trade assets and value from it. But hey, what do I know? I've never played in the league. I'm not in the front office. We're just fans watching and speculating and had to be forced to watch the disaster and the awful play that the Lakers have been in front of us after being favored to win the title to now not even making the playoffs again with 5 future first ballot Hall of Famers. Worlds TV, I'm out. Peace.